I'm number 3065. My name is Joe Wilson, and I'm a resident of North Shore, Oahu with Dean Hamer, my husband of 10 years. I support SB1. During this special session, the people of Hawaii and indeed the world have been witness to the hell the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, mahu, and other people deemed unacceptable by bullies know all too well. You have seen us sit here while people speak about us in the most dehumanizing terms, as though we were not even present, as though such vile mischaracterizations as bug chasers, cross-dressers, and security threats did not affect or terrify us, as though such heinous lies did not inflict wounds or tear our souls apart. Having seen this, perhaps you now have an idea of what it might be like to be a young gay or gender nonconforming person in one of our schools, terrorized by playground bullies who act this way. Perhaps now you have an idea what it might be like to grow up in a family that would create such an environment in its own home, forcing their own gay or gender creative children to suppress their most human of feelings, to torture themselves with guilt for who they are, to live a childhood devoid of true parental love, to feel that they have no choice but to take to the streets to survive, or worse, to take their own lives to end this hell. Perhaps now you have some notion what it might be like to be a person who lost a job, apartment, or was denied any number of opportunities most people take for granted because one of these loving individuals could not find it within themselves to be accepting, or to understand that their personal beliefs do not now, nor will they ever, trump our right to live our lives as freely and openly and equally under the law as they live theirs. Perhaps now you'll know what it's like to walk down the street looking over your shoulder, wondering if the person who just called you a faggot or a mahu is going to turn and chase you down, punch or stab you because you are not welcome in their world. If so, I hope you'll agree that it is time to overcome this intolerance and to not just pass what should be a simple thing like marriage equality in Hawaii, but to end these harms that have been done in the name of religion, tradition, and state-sanctioned discrimination for far too long. Please do the right thing, pass SB1, and help make our communities whole again.
Thank you. Next up.
Aloha, Joe. How are you doing?
For all of those of you who might not know, this person is supposedly my representative on the North Shore, District 47.
Yes, and that's actually, as we've had extensive conversations on this matter, Joe, and a lot of the things you've described, you know, those experiences are not limited to the gay community.
I certainly am well aware of that. I've been a human rights activist for more than 30 years in the U.S. and around the world.
And I remember the first time I got my first job, I walked in, had dinner with my boss and his family and a bunch of his friends, and his wife told me, "You look very civilized for a Polynesian." So those experiences, everybody has those experiences in their lives, you know, of having to look over over your shoulder because of your ethnicity, whether you're going to be. So I can empathize with where you're coming from, okay?
Okay, and then he'll get to his question.
And my question is, this has to do with obviously you disagree with my position on this issue, and we've had these discussions where 79.3% of the children in Hau'ula are in poverty. 79.3. They're going to die younger. They're going to have less healthy lives. They're going to have much pain and suffering because of their situation. And that's always been my priority, is dealing with the issues of poverty and the pain and suffering that's inherent there. Because we don't have time to deal with absolutely every single wrong that exists out there. And my question is, Joe, am I correct on this position with the special session? Do we have higher priorities with issues in the state of Hawaii that we have had for longer and probably should have we should have called special sessions for these priorities that are just as important as this issue?
Well, I work on lots of human rights issues, and I think many issues deserve discussion and attention. What I have been appalled by is those who have tried to use these sessions to divide communities based on race, ethnicity, et cetera, et cetera. If you yourself have experienced oppression, people that truly are working for the human rights of all people understand what solidarity means. And those who face oppression are most successful when they unite with others who have faced oppression to overcome the obstacles to civil and human rights for all people. And that's what I would love to do with you in my own district.
And
I hope we can do that someday.
Yes, we can do that.
But so far it has not come close to being possible.
Do you agree
I have tried.
with the thousands of children in poverty that live in our district? Could we, you and I
would love to hear some of your ideas about
Okay.
how to solve that.
Okay,
Could
so
we
I
put?
think this
Well,
sounds
Madam
like,
Chair, this is very important.
Have
Could
you
we
pro-
put our
have you-
children
Have you
first?
proposed a special
Yes.
session on that subject? Well, then that's great.
Do you believe?
support that.
Do you believe our children? Do you think the governor should put our children in poverty first?
I'd be happy to discuss my personal
Okay,
beliefs
excuse me.
with you anytime.
Okay,
but
thank you,
I
Chair.
resent that you are making this
Okay,
a circus.
Thank you. We have gone through a lot of testimony today. We thank the patience of the members and the audience sometimes, both the members and the audience. But we ask for continued patience as we go through the hearing. We will be recessing until tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Decision making immediately to follow, or maybe not. Maybe almost immediately. Okay, but tomorrow, 10:30, we will reconvene here in the auditorium, recess until tomorrow, 10:30 a.m., decision making to follow.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, just really quickly.
Yeah, wait, thank
The numbers, are we still doing blocks?
Yeah, so we finish until 3,200, so we'll be taking after 3,200. Yeah, for people who have missed it the first time.
So anyone who has not testified will be able to testify tomorrow.
Well, we'll be starting at 3,200,
And so-
3,201.
And so if they've missed their chance, we're not going to allow them to testify?
We haven't decided that yet.
Okay, thank
adjourn.
you.
Recess.